So the quote is, God is in control. I've learned that if you'll turn your troubles over to him, he'll fight your battles. You'll feel peace, strength, and rest. That's by Joel Osteen. Now, let's get into a testimony, right? So listen, I've lived a life. I've lived a life. I'm on level 46 thus far, and I've had many, many experiences, some amazing, some not so amazing. So we're going to reference the not so amazing right here now, because we're talking about battles, right? Now, oftentimes, and I feel like I've referenced this quite a bit, so it's not just me that needs to hear it, but you as well, right? When people lie on your name, that's what we're coming back to. Because that's one of the greatest battles that I've faced. Now, I'm not talking about health, physical, even mental, or any of those types of things. We're talking about fighting against like flesh, right? That is actually being used by the enemy, but I don't know if we're ready to get into that quite yet. The bottom line that I want to express is that, listen, people, right? And life will life. And if you know, you know. How many ways can I say the same thing? But here's the thing, because I don't want you to feel excluded from what I'm trying to say and be like, what the heck is she talking about? What I'm talking about is people will lie on you. People will make up scenarios, false narratives, all these types of things, especially if you don't give them access to you, right? If you are leaving them with what they feel to be like a gray area and they feel like they should be privy to you, right? A lot of times people feel like they should just have access to you, especially in this day and age of social media, right? Everyone's posting all these things. So if you're not posting and you're just ghosting, then sometimes people will feel some type of way and they're going to feel like they have to fill in the blanks, right? Well, here's what I've learned over the years is that you don't have to correct anyone. You don't have to stand 10 toes down unless God himself says, listen, child of mine, child of God, princess, right? Queen, king, prince, whatever, however you want to refer to yourself to make yourself feel good. Unless he is the one who says and truly puts on your heart through healing that you are supposed to address something, shh, just be quiet. That's the best way to go about things, because here's the thing. When you use your energy, your mental capacity, your emotional capacity, all of that to address something that's not even true, then they just made a fool out of you, right? Not me, just you, right? So what I'm saying is that allow God to be your greatest vindicator. He will be the one to fight your battles. When, listen, what's done in the dark always comes to light. And just all of those different ways that we can say the same thing. Do not address it. If you are walking in your purpose, then continue to walk. Continue to move forward. Listen, the lion doesn't bother. What is it? The lion doesn't bother itself with the thoughts or opinions of the sheep. If someone's talking about you, then they're in your stands, right? While you're on the stage, let them be in the stands. Most people, as far as I know, when they're on stage, they don't take time unless it's like a comedian or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. But most people, 9 times out of 10, aren't taking the time to listen to the whispers in the crowd. Instead, they are forging ahead. They are doing what they are there to do. So why are you feeling so conflicted? Why are you feeling like you have to set everybody straight? Why are you feeling like you need to make sure you can clear your name? Because at the end of the day, the people who feel like you are guilty of whatever X said person says, then that's how they felt about you in the first place. And you don't need to prove yourself to them. Stand still. Stand still. Well, don't stand still. Stand still when it comes to that. And with everything else, move ahead. Because sometimes you'll hear people talking about, listen, have you ever had a conversation with someone where they're still talking about something that happened to them 5 years ago? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, and they just can't seem to get over it. And then anytime they see that person who put them in that position, or at least according to them, anytime they see them doing anything, they look at them with a little twisted lip and like, ugh, how dare they? They look for any reason to start hating on them. Listen, they just let that person win. And I don't know about you, but the way that my, what is it? Spite. I had to pause it to come up with the word. But the way that the spite in me works, I'm not going to let anyone win over me, right? Nobody's going to win. Nobody's going to have the last word over me, because guess what? While they're still talking, I'm already walking. I'm already walking into my next blessing. I'm already walking towards my purpose. I'm already walking towards my goals. So even if somebody tries to be intentional about trying to hurt my feelings, lying on my name, saying no to me, right? Deceiving me, any of those types of things, I'm not going to allow it to pin me to a wall so that way I can stay stuck in that same position. Because a person like me, a person like you, we got to keep it moving, right? Because we know that God has a greater story, greater plans for us. And if we allow a singular being on this entire entire planet to have such power and authority over us just because they don't want to work on their own personal healing, then what does that say about our belief and our faith in God? God will vindicate you. God will be the one to fight your battles. And when it's time for you to go 10 toes down on whatever the situation or circumstance may be, it's not going to be because you're allowing your ego to get in the way because you want to prove something. No, it's going to be because God put you in a position to say, now is the time to release your story. Now is the time to speak your truth. But any other time, if you say it any other time in advance of God, if you try to get ahead of the Father, listen, it ain't gonna work out for you. It's not gonna work out for you. And then you're gonna have even more people looking at you funny, sideways, any other way you can say the same thing. So bottom line to this bottom line is, listen, he will fight your battles. And nobody can fight a battle like our God. So keep forging ahead. You will feel the peace and the strength and the rest and all of those types of things, that peace that surpasses all understanding. But only way you can get there is by continuing to move forward. Process what you need to, not in somebody's face, process in a healthy way, and then keep moving forward. And God will take care of the rest. And that's it.